Do your breaks sound boring no matter how much time you're spending to perfect them? Then you're probably making the mistake that I was making for 8 years straight. And here's the crazy part. The fix is so simple that when I finally figured it out, I couldn't believe that I was missing it for nearly a decade. For years, I'd spend countless hours trying to make my breakdowns as good as my drops, making them interesting and emotionally impactful, but no matter how much time I spent, my breaks were still boring and low on energy. I just had no idea why. I'd noticed that I wasn't moving my feet or bopping my head when the break hits, and not because the music was bad, but because I'd completely killed the groove. I was forcing myself to stop moving and start over again when the drop hit. Then 2 years ago, I was working on a track called Elevating, and I remember making this top bass element. This plucky one-shot sound that I decided to keep playing throughout the entire track. Not just in the drop, but everywhere, even during the breaks. And something magical happened. The track suddenly had this continuous energy that never let up. Even during the supposed breather sections, you were still moving, still grooving. The rhythm never died. A couple days later, I heard DJ Ferry Corsten in an interview saying he learned early in his career to always keep the rhythm going.
I've always felt with those trance tracks that if I compare it to like a lot of the newer trance, and they lose all sense of anything rhythmic.
Right.
So I always wanted to keep either the break shorter or longer, but something rhythmic is always going. You know, a lot of people they lose track of the track. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
yeah.
That completely validated what I just discovered accidentally. Here's a legend confirming what I'd stumbled onto after 8 years of making boring breaks. Here's what most producers don't understand, including me for way too long. During breaks, we think we need to strip everything away, create contrast, give people a rest. But here's the thing. When you remove every element that reminds people of the BPM, you're not creating contrast. You're stopping the dance. Dance music is called dance music for a reason. People came to move their bodies. When you kill the rhythm completely, you're forcing them to find it again when the drop hits. That's not artistic. That's just poor understanding of what makes people move. The solution is stupidly simple. Always have at least one element going in any given part of the track that reminds people of the BPM, and it doesn't have to be loud or prominent. It can also be a subtle background element, like a pluck that hits every quarter note, an arpeggiated string pattern playing 1/16 notes, a tambourine, a ride cymbal, hell, even a weird Foley sound that hits every beat. The specific sound doesn't matter. What matters is that constant rhythmic pulse. At the bare minimum, keep that 1/4 drive going, that basic beat that your body naturally wants to follow. But if you want to get fancy, you can keep the specific rhythmic pattern of your track going too. Not just the overall beat, but the actual groove pattern. And here's the key. This element can be buried in the mix, playing at -30 dB, barely audible. You might not even consciously hear it, but your body feels it. It's working on a subconscious level, keeping your muscles engaged, keeping that internal metronome ticking. Before I understood this, my tracks would go from extreme energy to boring dead space. I would disconnect during breaks because there was nothing keeping me locked into the groove. Now, smooth transitions everywhere. The energy might dip, but the movement never stops. Even during my most stripped back moments, there's always something keeping people connected to the rhythm. The result? People stay on the dance floor. They stay engaged. They're ready when that drop hits because they never stopped moving. But here's the thing, even if you nail every element in your track, from drops to breaks, you can still ruin everything in the final stage. There are 6 deadly mistakes that even big artists are making when finishing their tracks, and you're probably making at least one of them. So, do you want to know what they are? Then hit subscribe because next time I'm exposing the mistakes that are ruining your master and also how to fix them.